A guy called me last Tuesday from a dealer lot. He was standing in the showroom, pen in hand, about to sign on a 2016 Tacoma, 118,000 miles, $24,500. He wanted my blessing. I told him to put the pen down and walk out the door. He thought I was crazy. 3 days later, he drove home in a truck with fewer miles, more horsepower, and a better engine for $10,000 less. Here is what 22 years of turning wrenches teaches you: that no algorithm, no dealership, and no best trucks listicle ever will. The most reliable used trucks in America right now are not the ones everybody's fighting over. They are sitting on lots, ignored, underpriced, and about to disappear the moment the right people start paying attention. I have 5 of them for you today. All under $15,000, all capable of running 300,000 miles on oil changes and basic maintenance. None of them are the truck everybody already knows about. I am starting with number 5 because by the time we get to number 1, you are going to wonder how the entire used truck market missed something this obvious for this long. Before we get into it, I want to be upfront about how this list was built. Not spec sheets, not manufacturer claims, 3 filters. How often does it come into the shop? How much does it cost when it does? And how many of them do I personally know past 200,000 miles still running original major components? That is the list. Nothing else qualifies. Number 5, Nissan Titan, first generation 2004 to 2015, with the 5.6 L V8. There is a full-size V8 truck sitting on used lots across America right now. Dana rear axle, fully boxed frame, 9,000 pounds of towing capacity. Original engine still running strong past 200,000 miles on examples I have personally inspected, and it is selling for the price of a used economy car because it has the wrong badge. A retired nurse called me last fall, 63 years old, needed a truck to pull a horse trailer twice a week. Budget was $12,000. She was looking at a beat F-150 with a questionable service history. I asked her one question: "Do you care what name is on the tailgate?" She said she cared about getting home. I found her a 2011 Titan SV, 89,000 miles, full service records, $12,400. She has been pulling that trailer every week since October. Not a single issue. The VK56 5.6 LV8 is the same engine family Nissan put in the Armada and the Infiniti QX56, built to move heavy luxury SUVs quietly and reliably for 200,000 miles. Timing chain, not a belt. No turbo. Port injected. The 5-speed automatic is not sophisticated. That is the point. Simple transmissions outlast clever ones. Nissan never cracked the full-size truck market culturally. The Ford guys stayed Ford. The Chevy guys stayed Chevy. The Toyota guys paid the Toyota premium. The Titan just sat there being reliable with nobody paying attention. That is your opportunity. 2010 to 13 crew, cab under 100,000 miles, $11 to $14,000. 3 things to check. Cold start tick on 2004 to 2007 models means exhaust manifold bolts. Use it to knock $500 off the price. Radiator on early models. Check for coolant weeping around the transmission cooler line connections and pull the rear differential cover. The color of that fluid tells you more about how the truck was maintained than any Carfax report. Number 4 is also a Nissan, but RepairPal's reliability data on it should make Tacoma owners genuinely uncomfortable. Number 4, Nissan Frontier, second generation 2005 to 2001, with the 4.0 LV6. RepairPal ranks the second generation Frontier as the most reliable midsize truck on the market. Not second, first, ahead of the Tacoma, ahead of everything. Annual repair cost average $470. Lower than the Tacoma, lower than the Ranger, lower than the Colorado. And you can buy one right now for half what a comparable Tacoma costs. That gap is not a sale. That is a market failure. I have a customer who runs a small electrical contracting business. 4 guys, 3 trucks, swore by Tacomas for 15 years. Last year, one of his drivers needed a replacement, and the Tacoma budget was gone. I put him in a 2014 Frontier Pro 4X. 94,000 miles, $13,000. 6 months later, he called me, not to complain, to ask if I could find him 2 more. The VQ4 0DE 4.0 LV6 ran essentially unchanged from 2005 to 2021. Not because Nissan was lazy, because there was nothing to improve. Port injected, timing chain documented past 250,000 miles in routine service. One warning that matters. The 2005 to 2010 automatics have what mechanics call the strawberry milkshake of death. The internal transmission cooler lines run through the radiator. When the radiator fails, coolant enters the transmission fluid. The transmission is done within days. Ask if the radiator has been replaced or the cooler lines rerouted externally. If yes, drive it without worry. If no, budget $400 and call it the best insurance you ever bought. 2011 and newer, this is a non-issue. Sweet spot is 2013 to 2016. Updated tensioners from the factory. Deep in depreciation. Low complaint rates. This is the window. Number 3 gets dismissed before most people drive it, and it has more horsepower than the Tacoma V6 has ever made. Number 3, Chevrolet Colorado, second generation, 2017 to 22, with a 3.6 LV6. 305 horsepower in a mid-size truck, more than the Tacoma V6 has ever made, more than the Frontier, more than the Ranger. 7,000 pounds of towing sitting on lots right now for $12 to $15,000 because buyers cannot get past the idea that a reliable midsize has to have a Japanese name on it. A retired couple came in last spring. He was 67, she was 64. Needed a truck for their property hauling firewood, towing a small utility trailer, managing 40 acres in Vermont. He had his mind made up. Tacoma. I pulled up side-by-side listings. 2017 Tacoma SR5, 91,000 miles, $22,800. 2018 Colorado LT, 68,000 miles, $14,200. Same towing, more horsepower, 23,000 fewer miles, $8,600 less. He bought the Colorado, called me 4 months later to say it was the best automotive decision he had made in 20 years. 2017 is the dividing line. Pre-2017 had direct injection carbon buildup concerns. 2017 and newer got a redesigned engine with an integrated oil separator that fixed it. Stick to 2017 and newer. Check the transmission dipstick first. Dark fluid or a burnt smell means walk away or negotiate hard. Frame underneath for road salt on northern trucks. And if the infotainment screen is sluggish, $200 solves it, not a mechanical issue. Number 2 has a reputation that has been costing buyers $8 to $14,000 every time they believe it. Number 2, Honda Ridgeline, first generation, 2009 to 2014, with the 3.5 LV6. Before you click away, hear the number $52. That is Repair Pal's average annual repair cost for the first generation Ridgeline, not $520, $52. Honda ranks first out of 32 automotive brands for overall reliability. The J35 3.5 LV6 is the same engine family that has been running across the Pilot, the Odyssey, and the Accord for over 2 decades. It does not care whether you respect it. A painting contractor came in 2 years ago, mid-50s, ran a crew of 6, had eliminated the Ridgeline before walking in the door. Too small, not a real truck. I asked him 3 questions. How much do you tow? Under 3,000 pounds. Do you go off-road? No. What do you actually need to get to job sites and not break down? I showed him a 2011 Ridgeline RTL, 96,000 miles, $13,000. He drove it. He bought it. 2 years and 41,000 miles later. One timing belt service, 2 oil changes, 1 set of wiper blades. That is the entire maintenance log. The in-bed trunk, lockable, sealed, built into the floor, is genuinely useful in ways that become obvious about 2 weeks into ownership. No other truck has it. The unibody gives you a better ride, better handling, better fuel economy. The ceiling is 5,000 pounds of towing. If you are honest about what you actually use a truck for, the Ridgeline covers 95% of it for less money per mile than almost anything else with a bed. Buy a 2012 Ridgeline RTL for $12,000. Drive it 100,000 miles. Spend maybe $3,500 on maintenance total, including the timing belt service. Find me a better deal in the pickup market. I will wait. Number 1, Toyota Tundra, second generation 2007-2013 with the 5.7 LV8, a 211 Toyota Tundra SR5 double cab, 5.7 LV8, four-wheel drive, 381 horsepower, 10,400 pounds of towing, 130,000 miles, $12,500. A 2011 Toyota Tacoma V6. Less horsepower, less towing, similar miles. Same brand, same reliability, reputation. The bigger, more powerful, more capable truck costs $7,000 less because one has a cult following and one does not. 4 years ago, a buddy of mine bought a 2010 Tundra Crew Max 5.7 LV8, 126,000 miles, paid $14,200. Everyone told him he was nuts. He texted me last week. Just rolled over 248,000 miles. You know what he spent on repairs in 4 years? A water pump at 185,000 miles, $650. Brake pads and rotors at 210,000 miles, $380. And oil changes. The engine does not burn oil. The transmission shifts perfectly. That truck is going to hit 350,000 miles. I have personally seen these engines do it. The 3UR FE 5.7 LV8 is port injected, not direct injection. That means no carbon buildup on the intake valves, no turbo to fail at 150,000 miles. Timing chain naturally aspirated. Toyota used the same philosophy in the Land Cruiser 200 series. Deliberately conservative, deliberately overbuilt. The 6-speed automatic has been found at 300,000 miles in original condition in my shop more than once. 2 things to know before you buy. 2007 and 2008 Tundras had a frame corrosion issue in salt climates. Toyota ran a replacement program. Verify the frame was replaced, or buy a 2009 and newer. Or just buy a Southern truck. Secondary air injection on 2007 to 2009 can throw a check engine light. Not a drivetrain issue, but it costs up to $2,000 at a shop. Pull the codes before you sign anything. Pro tip: look for fleet trucks from construction or utility companies in dry climates, maintained on strict documented schedules, depreciated aggressively, because companies cycle at predetermined mileage regardless of condition. A fleet Tundra from Arizona or New Mexico with complete service records is the best used truck buy in America right now. 5 trucks, all under $15,000. The Titan, full-size V8 at economy car pricing sitting there ignored because of a badge. The Frontier, the most reliable midsize on the market that half the truck world has never seriously considered. The Colorado, 305 horsepower that buyers keep walking past on the way to pay $10,000 more for less truck. The Ridgeline, $52 a year in repairs while everyone argues about whether it counts. And the Tundra, the best full-size truck deal in America, hiding behind a price tag that still does not make sense for what you are getting. Remember the guy with the pen in his hand at the Tacoma lot? He drives 12,000 miles a year on a truck he paid $10,000 less for. Zero repairs. Next time a salesman points you toward a 3-year-old Tacoma with 100,000 miles and a $24,000 sticker, you have 5 better answers. If this helped, subscribe. More straight talk on the trucks that actually hold up versus the ones that look good on a spec sheet. Drive safe. Take care of your truck, and it will take care of you.